Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I am on a shaker kick, but these are not shaker molds. I'm going to see if I could create 2 coaster shakers from these molds. Obviously they're not the same mold, but I think it'll work. So this one is a 4-inch with the lip that goes around so your drink can sit inside. And this is a 4-inch with no lip. So what I'm thinking is if we pour this and pour this clear, these are the exact same size. Oh, they better be the same size. I think they're exactly the same size. Otherwise, I'm gonna have some trimming to do. This will be the top. This will be where I put some things inside to shake, and I'll drill the hole, add the glycerin and the water and all that, or not. See how it goes. I don't know. Let's just see if these actually fit. They both measured 4 inches from the inside. Well, this one is just under 4. Gosh, I hope they're the same size. Otherwise, that one's 4. This one is 4. So this one must be 4. I don't know why it's... Okay, it's 4. So in my head, it all works. And I'm going to do a beach scene. So I'm going to pour the backs like the beach, like the water and the sand. Then I'm going to fill it with sand and seashells, maybe some starfish or sand dollars. I don't know, whatever I can come up with that is beachy. Now these are the powders I picked. These were recently sent to me from Benita. Thank you, Benita. I'm excited to try them because I think they look really pretty together. So I don't want to see through the backs. That's why I'm not using alcohol inks. She also sent me the alcohol inks, but I don't want to use those. I want to make sure the back is opaque so we see the sand through. And then these need to be crystal clear, and I need to get that piece of glitter out. So I need no bubbles in those, although if there's bubbles, I guess a beach scene is okay, but you know they bother me, so I'm going to try to get them out. I have no idea how much I need. I'm going to start with 8 ounces, and I think I'm going to do my fast cure, just so it's nice and thick and the colors don't really merge together without me manipulating them. So let me grab some 4-hour fast cure and let's get started. I got it mixed and split, so there's 2 ounces 4 ways. So we're just going to do them equally for the clear and the 3 colors. So let's just get these mixed. This one is called Pearl, and it's like a sandy goldish color. I mean, it says pearl, but it's not like white. That's why I chose that one. Ooh, it's got a pretty gold iridescence in there. The best way to do this, though, is to put this in your cup first, which I forgot again. I always do until I'm mixing mica powders. And then mix it up so it'll mix a little bit better. So now I just have to... And I stirred in so many bubbles in this resin. I hope it doesn't bubble over in the machine. I mixed it too fast, but it's okay. They'll come out. I might have to release the pressure a whole bunch of times, but I'm going to get them out as I add more bubbles to them. That's really pretty. And then this one's called Haze. This is going to be my light blue for the shallow water. I'm not going to put any waves or anything in there. I don't even know if this is going to work before I start getting fancy on all this. So let's just get some colors in, see if it'll work. If it does, then we could do 1,000 different variations of shaker coasters, just depending on what theme you want, I guess. That is so pretty. It's almost like a Tiffany blue. We don't have a ton of time to work with the 4-hour fast cure, so I'm going to mix as fast as I can. Get it in the vacuum chamber because that's going to take at least 5 minutes. And then get these poured. I think it has about a 20-minute work time. This one is called Blue Pearl Dry. And this will be my deep water. I think they go well together. I'm still pulling out everything to put inside of them, assuming this is going to work. Otherwise, I'll be putting a lot of things away that aren't going to be used today. So regardless of the outcome, you get to see it. If it's good or if it's bad, you will see and learn with me. I've never done this before. As usual, I've never done any. Usually I haven't done my projects before. I'm learning with you guys. Okay, that looks good. I am going to, I don't see any powder floating in any of these. Let me get these in the vacuum chamber and get all the bubbles out. All right, let's get these poured. I think what I'm going to do, pour a little resin into one of these so I get the same amount in these tops. That holds about 1 ounce each. And then we'll start pouring that. I don't know, we might have none left over. I don't know how deep I'm going to pour these. They don't probably need to be completely full. I'm just going to fill this to the top of this cup. And then pour it in here. And there are still bubbles in this. I really did a number on stirring it today, but I didn't want to wait too long because it's the 4 hour, so I see a couple bubbles we might have to take care of. And then one more time. And then well, if I have any left to scrape, I'll scrape it into the mica powder ones, but I don't think I will. Nope, I had 2 ounces exactly. I need to actually scrape it to get them equal. All right. I will spray this one and pour. I really hope these fit together properly, otherwise the whole thing's garbage. These are probably half full. I'm not going for like a super thick coaster. I'm just trying to get enough to have a little stability for the shaker part, and then enough to cover the bottom here. Let me just clean up my mess. And then I'm going to go around the edge with my dotting tool after I get rid of this. We're just going to release any bubbles from the edges because that's where they like to hang out, and I definitely don't want bubbles on my edges. I don't see any, but who knows? All right, I'm just gonna spray them with 99% alcohol. There's nothing left in there. Now for these, what's in, oh, I dripped some resin in these, no problem. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is pour the deepest first, maybe. Oh, let me spray the whole thing actually. Then I'm just going to do a little bit to kind of get it where I want it, and then I'll go back over it. Otherwise it'll take over the whole coaster, and I don't want that to happen. All right, that's the dark. Then we'll do the light right there and right here. And then the sandy part. And then I'll just go over them with the same colors. We'll see how much I need. I don't know if I need all of it. I really don't need it full. I just want it to cover that bottom. Dark. Light. That one. I'll probably take a little tool because I know when you do this on silicone and we're seeing the other side, you're going to see these lines. So I'm going to try to soften these lines up that I made with a silicone tool of some sort. And yeah, I could still, I'll just use it. I think I could use it. Dark. Lights. You can even put charms in here. I just thought of that. My metal charms that I use for my jewelry. That would work too. I don't know. We'll have a, well, assuming this is going to work, I'm just going to put a variety of different things in here. All right, I'm just going to scrape these since they're not full anyway, and I don't need extras with this project. Because I think this is going to take up most of my day. And then we'll scrape the light. And they're still not full, which is fine. So 8 ounces did not fill them all the way up. Probably have to trim, but that's not a big deal. I trim everything. And the dark. All right. Let's take, what can I use? I can just use a stick, I guess. And I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom and just kind of move that line a little bit and blend those colors. I don't know what's happening. I hope it's happening on the bottom. I'm not too concerned about the back here, but I hope being the side that we see is getting blended. I don't know. We shall see. I'm just gonna pop some bubbles. And I'll come back and babysit these and make sure the bubbles are getting popped. And then the work comes at demold. They are cured and ready to unmold, and I scraped and scraped until I had enough to do a little one. So I think I'm going to practice on this one before I add the liquid to these. So we're just going to make a smaller version. I have already cut the acetate, as long as there's nothing wrong with this one. That looks really cool. All those swirls look like waves. So I've already cut the acetate to fit on here. Like that. Uh-oh, did I cut it wrong? I think I cut it wrong. I need to cut a new one. That or it's backwards. I tried to cut it through the mold, so yeah, let me cut a new one, but let's get these unmolded and see what we have. Hopefully these are crystal clear. Clear enough. There's a little, my molds are messed up, so they're not perfect. So I may have to sand and top coat, which is what I always do to these because these molds have been used so many times. Let's pray and hope these fit. If they don't fit, then basically the video's over after I do the little shaker mold. But let's hope they fit. I don't even care if they're too small. Let's see, what do we have? Come on. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like waves. Not the best, but all right, let's see. Well, it's a little bit big. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to trim that down. I hope the inside's not messed. I don't think the inside would be messed up. It's just this outside piece. So that could be top coated, but they are a little bit big. So let me figure out how to, maybe I could Dremel the edges down and get it to fit better. I had a feeling they weren't going to be perfect. And of course there's a rogue piece of glitter. And then this one, well, this one fits really good. This one fits perfectly. This one needs nothing. Does it fit on this one? No. So this mold was a little bit smaller, just by a hair. And that made a world of difference with using this mold. Okay. Well, let me cut a piece of acetate. We'll work on this one first, see if we like it before I start Dremeling everything. I'm just going to trace, oops, try to keep it in place. Trace the edge. I'm kind of going in the center of this lip that I have. And then I'm going to cut on the outside of this black line, because I'd rather have it bigger than smaller, because then you won't have to cut it twice. Just make sure you're using a piece of flat acetate and it's not bent. And then you could get the black off with alcohol. It's hard to see under the glare. All right, so let's see if that fits. That is perfect. So let me rub that Sharpie marker off of there. And get the dryer sheet back out. Have that sitting right here. And this just stops any static cling in case you missed the other video. So we're just gonna fill this with some beachy stuff. And first I have some sand here. Let me grab a little spoon. I have some shell. I even have blue shell somewhere. Maybe I'll go find the blue. Try to get some that's fit underneath that lip. Some really thin ones. That one's too big. That one's good. We'll do 3 of those. I don't know that seashells are gonna fit in there. And as far as the starfish, I don't think it's gonna be good in liquid. I think it's going to disintegrate. So I don't think I'm gonna do the starfish like I really wanted to. But I do have, that I just bought at a craft fair, some 3D printed, well, that's too big. I have some 3D printed sand dollars that I purchased. Let me see what I have. Might as well put these, oh, these are too big for this. Well, maybe not. And that's just made out of a filament, so we could leave that in there. That's not too bad. I got 1 seashell. Let me see if I have any brown, maybe a little pearl. if it fits underneath the lip. Whoops. Yeah, I think that fits. Let me check. I don't know if it'll move though. No, too big. I think I have smaller ones. Let me see if these brown shells will fit. That one's a little too thick. Not working with a lot of space on this little tiny shaker mold. That should fit. Let me see where my pearls are. I know I have some. I don't know if these are any smaller though. I think these are the exact same pearl. Yep, it's the same pearl. How about a little bit of glitter? Like the tiniest bit. I'm gonna go get my crown of gold, I think. Just for a tiny little bit of sparkle. That's it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, let me just wipe down that edge, make sure it's clean. I think I'll put some silver charms in the bigger ones, but not this one. This one's too small. I'm gonna grab my bonding resin. I'm gonna try not to touch it, you guys. I don't have my gloves on. Without getting it in that little groove that's open for the water. Okay, I think I have it everywhere. Let me just use my scribe and make sure. Okay, we're just gonna lay this on. Without touching. I'm going to grab my UV light and cure it real quick. And then I'm going to top coat it with UV resin. I'll do that off camera. So I'm just going to top coat it and then we're going to fill it up. But I want to see what it looks like without the water. I mean, it's cute either way. I don't think you have to fill it up. Oh, it's coming out of my hole right there. But I think I'm going to just fill it up just to see what it'll look like. So let me get this top coated and cured and then we'll fill it. It's top coated and cured. It's good. So let's see if this fits. I do have my drill out that I just got from Let's Resin. Oh, nope, I don't need to drill it. So I'm just going to fill it up. This is half glycerin and half water. And I learned yesterday to leave a decent sized bubble there so it will move around a little bit better. Let me get some resin out here. Will that stand up? Let me lay it against something because my resin's almost empty. I'm going to fill that hole. And then I'm gonna kind of just do that whole bottom here when it's done. Just want to get that cured real quick. And then I'll do the bottom nice and smooth. And then we will see if it's gonna leak. But I had an idea. So I'm gonna do plan B. I'm gonna forget about these clear ones that I just poured. because that's a lot of trouble to try to get it to fit that coaster perfectly. I'm going to cut acetate just like I did for this one, trace it and cut it. And then I'm going to top coat with tabletop resin. Since I had to top coat these anyway because my other molds are garbage because they're so not shiny anymore, I figured, well, that's going to make it even thicker. But if I used acetate like this, oh, look at that. I love that. Not too much of anything. It's not leaking. Maybe I'll drill a hole and make this a little keychain, purse charm, whatever you want. I think I'm just going to even this bottom out real quick. And then, like I said, I'm going to cut acetate for those. Let me just get that nice and even so we don't have a bumpy little bottom here. That looks good. I'm going to cure it real quick under the flashlight, and then I'll stick it under the big light. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut some acetate, and we're going to fill those up. I think that's a better idea, to be honest with you. It's just a little more cure time, but I don't mind that. For you, it's only a second. Doesn't make any difference to me. When I put this out, it goes out. So, all right, that's good enough. I'm going to stick it under the big light. And everything moves. Yay, I'm so excited. Can't see the colors behind, but I don't care. At least that looks really cool as far as the beach goes. It's not leaking. I'm loving these shaker molds. Give me some more ideas to do shakers, you guys. I got the acetate cut ready. The only thing I'm going to change, though, is the sand. I have so many different sands in my house. And this one is very fine, super, super fine. And I think I want a more coarse sand. So this is what I just bought this one off of Amazon. And it's like a play sand for kids. So I think because it's not so fine, we won't get all that... not like dust, but I don't know what you call it. We're going to put a bunch in here. Probably need a bigger spoon, but that's okay. I don't want a ton. I want to be able to see what's going on underneath. Let's try that. And then how about a little glitter? Cannot go without the little bit of glitter. I did not rub them down with my... It's a little late now. We're going to try it though. We don't want any static, especially with that glitter. And then I'm going to rub down. I'm going to do both sides because I don't know what side I'm going to end up using. It does leave a little film on there. I don't like that. But I also don't like static with glitter. Is that enough? Maybe a little more. Is there ever too much glitter? I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing. Let's see. Should we put a sand dollar in? Why not? We'll do that and that. I've got some colored shells here I thought I might use. Some blue, if I could find some thin ones. Is that too thin? That's good. And then we'll get some white ones. I wonder if the pearls will fit in this one. Let's see, here's a little tiny piece. Nope, that's not tiny enough. That one's flat. I'm just making sure the good side is up since they won't be able to flip around inside. want to start with the decent side up. That's not flat enough. That's good. Let me find some seashells. And let's try the pearls. Is that gonna work? Yeah. We'll do a couple. And let's try some shells, see if they fit underneath. Yep, they will. So the nice thing about these coasters is the lip is a little bit higher than the little keychain ones. So you have more options. Oh, I forgot my charms. Let me go grab some charms too. Let me grab another seashell. I'm going to use some white ones. I wish I knew if these starfish would be okay, but I don't want to ruin my coasters. That's good. Yep, still going underneath. These are really pearlescent. I bought these down at our local souvenir store on the beach. Okay, let me go find some charms real quick. How about, oh, look at that. I should have put that in instead of that one. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll save these for another project. I only bought 8 of them. And we'll put this one in. We'll just snip off that little ring at the top for your jewelry. Isn't that going to be pretty? Put one in each one. How's that? Since they will be a set anyway. So pretty. Okay, how about a turtle? Same thing. I'm going to chop off the head. Well, not the head, but the little hook. I think that fits good. And we'll find another one. What else do I have for sea life here? Seashell. That's cute. Crab. Let's put a crab in. I don't use these crabs very often because I don't think I really want them on a necklace. So, okay, I think that's good. Now, the acetate. I think I'm going to get it adhered and then drill the hole. What do you think? Just want to, I don't want these foggy, that's the thing. They're not too bad. Okay. I'm going to stick in a fast forward. I'm just doing the same thing as I did to the other one. UV resin, cure it, and then we'll drill the hole together. Okay, they're cured. I did it real quick with the flashlight, put them under the big light for about 2 minutes. So these are done. So now all I have to do, I'm going to drill a hole This is glycerin and water in this big bottle because I'm going to have to refill this tiny little thing multiple times. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want the hole. I think should I do the bottom or should I do the side? Maybe I'll do the side. Let's see if I have steady enough hand. And I want it to come not necessarily through here, but through the side. So let's see what I could do. Yeah. Let's see how steady this is. Oh, not too bad. That was easy. Right through there. All right, let's see. Yeah, fits perfect. So now I'm just going to put a ton of bottles of glycerin water in here. Too bad my big bottle doesn't have a tiny little nozzle on it. Whoops. That's okay. No big deal. Let's see, where's the hole? Right there. We'll see how many this takes. I like the sand a lot better than that super fine sand I put in the other one. That's 2. I'm thinking 3.5 to 4. I'll just need to get a bigger squeeze bottle, that's all. My bigger one has a larger needle nose on it, so I didn't want to have to drill a bigger hole just for that. That's 3. I'm just going to set it on there. And I'm not going to make you watch the other one. I'll do it in fast forward again, or I'll just do it off camera. You know what I'm doing. And then I will mix up some tabletop resin. And we'll get them top coated. So plan B, I think, is much better than plan A. So that took what, 3.5, and I'm leaving this bubble here. I'm just gonna wipe it down, get some alcohol, get all that glycerin off. And then we are going to resin this. Oh, look at that, it's gonna stand up for me. Perfect. Plug that little hole up. You cure it. Easy peasy. All right, I'm going to finish these 2. We'll be back to top coat. All right, they're filled and they're cured. I tested them for leaks on a paper towel. I just flipped them upside down, shook them a little bit, made sure there was nothing, and then I took alcohol and cleaned the tops. So they're nice and clean and ready to go. They're lifted up off the surface. In case they drip, they won't adhere to this construction paper that I have on here. And I mixed up 2 ounces of tabletop resin. The only thing I can't do on these that I would normally do is torch them, because the torch is gonna ruin the acetate. So I'm going to try to spray them with alcohol. Let's do this one first, because there are a lot of bubbles in this resin. It's a very thick resin, so it does get a bunch of bubbles. Now, I did have a leak before I cured it completely, so I plugged the hole in that second one, and then I noticed a little tiny leak from where the acetate wasn't completely adhered down to the edge. So I just put a little more UV resin over there and cured it. Then I stuck them both under the light, made sure they were completely cured, not sticky or anything. And now this. So yeah, I think plan B, although I had to mix up more resin, I think in the end it's probably the best option, seeing that I didn't have molds made for each other to do this. Like I have that coffee cup mold I have for a shaker, so they're made for each other, so they should fit. I haven't done it yet. Let me see how the alcohol, I just don't want it to flow off the edge because I'm spraying it. I'm going to spray it from far here. I'll just do it a couple of times. I made up way too much resin, so now I'm going to have extra. Probably only needed a ½ ounce each, so I got about an ounce of extra. And this will be good for heat from your coffee cup or whatever. I'm pretty sure tabletop has a heat resistance higher than your normal epoxy. I don't know the stats on it. I haven't looked it up yet. But I would imagine that it would, because that's what it's made for. Okay. I wonder if I can use a long neck lighter. I better not try. So I'm just going to kind of watch them. It's not very thick, so the bubbles should come up pretty easily. I'm just going to keep spraying them. And yeah, we'll see on demold and make sure they're not leaking. So because I cut it on the inner portion and the resin's on the outer portion, it's going to hold that acetate in forever. And I would rather have UV resin. I would rather have tabletop resin adhered to regular resin than UV resin. Because sometimes if your UV resin gets hot, it will peel away from your normal epoxy. So you have to be careful there too. So this is a better option. Okay, let me find something for this and see you when they're dry. They are cured and dry. It's the next day. I didn't put heat on them because I didn't know if anything would happen to the acetate. Here's the extras. I put in a whole bunch of the shell. This needs another top coat to fill it up, so I'm not going to take this out of the mold yet. And then I poured this little guy. I'm just going to put a magnet on the back. So I just had the shell sitting next to me, so I'm like, okay, I'll just dump that in there. And here are the coasters. Now, as far as putting like a heavy cup on here, I don't think I would do that without putting another top coat on. But like a bottle of water, things like that, I don't see any issues. But there's just a thin coat. It's not like a huge thing of resin on there. So other than that, I think they came out adorable. Everything moves. The sand is a little bit better than this one. This one I let settle. But everything is so cute. The backs are really pretty. You could put cork on the back too if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. Should we work our way up to like a shaker tray or something? I don't even know if I have a mold that I can do that with. Maybe that Nulet's resin one. I'll have to think about that. All right, well, that's the video today, guys. I hope you try it. If you do, please share it on my Facebook group. The link to the group is in the description box. If you guys want to join, just make sure you answer all the questions. Otherwise, you won't get in. We don't want any bots in there. All right, well, thanks for stopping in and joining me today. I will see everyone tomorrow. Stick around for those pictures. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.